me. And say, oh my God.
It was like, holy peace. What just because even now I get like speechless.
Why is it important for a beauty queen to have a good?
If you do not know how to speak your mind, you're not going to give your organization much credibility for what you're really fighting for.
Beauty queen doesn't mean perfection. Now I feel embarrassed to say this, but I'm going to do it because that's how I am. So I'm gonna go.
My wave became the Miss International wave. Right, Steven? I have become a patent.
Ito naman yung bumaba. Sabi ko, oh my God, kasi nasabi ko ng planet House. Tapos pag inaangat ko, hinihila niya. So ako, angat. Siya, hinihila. Ganun kami.
My travels. I love my travels.
I would just want it to be that I gave something back that made them happy.
Money or love?
Love.
Hi everyone, good evening once again, Missology family. Welcome back to Missology Beauty Talks. Tonight, by the way, I am Amir Emir from Missology International Correspondent. Tonight, we are joined by our Missology editor, Drew Francisco. Hi Drew, how are you?
Hi Amir, welcome back. I'm fine, thank you. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm super excited to welcome our special guest for this evening. Ang tagal natin tong hinintay.
Sobrang ang tagal because sobrang busy din talaga itong taong ito. And before that, Drew, I would like to say thank you to Sir Jonas Gacod, to Sir Maynard and Sir Derek for this opportunity, and Sir James. Thank you so much for this opportunity, for having us, this guest na yun natin. Sobrang excited kami to. Okay?
Yes,
And
that,
I'd like also, Drew, to introduce, we are also joined tonight former Missology correspondent and Miss International Marketing Manager Stephen Diaz. Hi, Stephen.
Hi, Stephen.
Welcome back again.
I'm back.
Yes.
I'm sure you're also excited, Stephen, to welcome our special guest.
Yes, I am very excited.
Yeah, but before that, before we introduce our special guest, we would like to make a quick summary of the happenings in the world of pageants over the past days. And the first one, go Stephen.
Oh, yes, hello. First in the news is Pham Ngoc Hong An has been designated to represent the beautiful country of Vietnam at the 60th Miss International Beauty Pageant. This was confirmed earlier by our organization, to Missology. The 22-year-old model was the first runner-up in the 2020 Hoa Hao Miss Vietnam Beauty Pageant held in November last year. So welcome to the Miss International family, Miss Ang.
Yeah. Okay, next one. The Femina Miss India crowned its new queen last Wednesday. She is Manasa Varanasi, a 23-year-old financial information exchange analyst from Telangana. And she is the...
Oh, Drew is now missing. And she, where Miss Drew's Reading. Drew, are you there? Miss India World, besting 14 other finalists for the right to represent India in the next edition of Miss World. Yes, Drew, continue.
Yep, I'm back. And the last one, Natalia Hostakova, has been designated to represent Slovakia in the next edition of the Miss Universe competition. The 25-year-old model from Bratislava was a finalist in last year's Česko Slovenska Miss competition. And that's all for this episode's pageant news roundup. And now, go Mir.
Yeah, and this is a privilege for me now to mention concerning guest natin for tonight. Our special guest for this afternoon is a 24-year-old physical therapist who graduated cum laude from Iloilo Doctors College. She worked as a lecturer and review coordinator before finally joining and winning Miss Universe Philippines 2020 crown. Recently, she was named as Miss Universe Philippine Ambassador for Education and named as member of the Ethics Committee on the Infant Pediatric Nutrition Association of the Philippines. Friends, let's us all welcome Iloilo City's pride, Rabiya Mateo. Oh my God.
Yeah! Hi, Rabiya!
Ayong hapon sa tanan, nga gapamati sa atin sa mga adlaw. I'm excited.
We're so excited. Finally, we have you on Missology Beauty Talks. How are you?
I'm doing well. Everything is plotted, my trainings, the endorsement shoots that I have. And I can't believe that this is really happening. It's like months away from the actual competition, and I really need to level up in all aspects of preparing for Miss Universe. Kaya excited talaga ako.
Kung excited ka,
Yeah.
mas lalo kaming excited para sa'yo.
Yes.
Anyway,
And
Drew.
we will have a more detailed discussion on all the preparations for Miss Universe. But at this point, we will have first a short game called This or That. So, Amir, what are the mechanics of This or That?
Okay, Drew, this is my first time to host this game. So we are very excited to get to know more about you and your journey to the crown. But before that, we would like to break the ice first and play a little game in the segment called This or That. So the mechanics is very simple. We just want you to pick between two words or two scenarios and just explain briefly if you want. It's okay. So just that's it. Are you ready?
I'm always ready.
Yes, I know that.
Yeah.
Okay, Drew, share the screen.
The first one.
Yeah, coffee or tea?
I'll go for the tea. Mas maganda siya for the guts. And I'm not a coffee person. I do have palpitations every time I drink coffee.
Okay. Alam niyo na guys, hindi siya nagko-coffee so tea na lang ibigay niyo. Anyways,
Yes.
batchoy or
Okay.
Drew, next one. Batchoy or pancit molo?
Syempre, dun tayo sa batchoy. That is my love food. Dalawa sila parang delicacies from Filipino, but more ako sa batchoy.
Okay, that's it. Drew, next one.
Next one.
Facebook or Instagram?
Dito tayo sa Instagram. Less toxic
Mhm.
compared to Facebook.
I agree. Next one.
Totoo.
Dogs or cats?
This is hard, but I'll go for dogs. Kasi, just a background, I had a puppy back then. Yung pangalan niya, Justin, kasi patay na patay talaga ako kay Justin.
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber. Okay.
The next one.
Swimsuit or long gown?
I'd go, syempre, dun tayo sa magandang dilag na segment. Sa swimsuit tayo.
Super, I love the music. Until now, na-LSS pa rin ako sa song na magandang dilag.
Yes.
Papanindigan na natin yung Best in Swimsuit Award.
Yes.
Yeah. Sana madala hanggang Miss
Yes.
Universe.
Okay. The next
Next
one.
Be on a survival reality show or na dating game show?
Papatayin ako ng boyfriend ko if pipiliin ko yung latter one. So, dun tayo sa reality show.
Okay, I understand. Next
So,
one.
mas challenge ka doon, ano?
Yes.
Paano mabuhay sa survival reality show?
Would you rather lose your keys or you lose your cell phone?
I'd rather lose my cell phone because social media is not everything to me.
Oh yeah.
I can live my life without my phone. But I cannot live outside my door.
In fairness, add ko lang, so far, sa lahat na interview natin, sinabi na iba yung sagot dito.
Correct.
Dito.
So, yun. Kasi
So the rest,
we talk already to
they would say na they can't lose their phone, lahat ng yung buong buhay nila sa phone, pero tutuwa ako.
But I agree with Rabiya, actually. I would agree with Rabiya because cell phone, well, here in Japan at least, if you lose your cell phone, most likely it will go back to you.
Oh,
Sana ganun din sa Pilipinas.
nice.
Yeah, but key is really very hard because it doesn't have a name usually.
That's true.
Okay, the next one.
Next one would be, would you rather change the past or see the future?
I'm not perfect, and I would choose something that I can change my past. Because I know it's going to affect my present and my future.
Yeah, very nice. Wow. Next group.
The next one.
Be loved or be respected?
They go hand in hand, but I choose to be respected because that is the best expression of love.
I agree. Wow, ang galing.
Galing.
Actually, most of the girls also answer be respected, from previous ones, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Ito, next one. Medyo fun din to.
More time or more money?
I don't need a lot of time in this world, but I feel like I need to have a lot of money because I have a lot of things that I need to sustain. My family, for example.
Nakakatuwa, yes.
And I don't aspire for eternal life, you know. I'm not a vampire, but I need something that I can extend to other people. And they say that happiness is something that cannot be bought by money. But if you're
Yeah.
gonna use the money in the best possible way, then you can extend help and share that happiness to others.
Wow.
So,
Nice.
hindi naman po ako disclaimer, hindi tayo mukhang pera, pero more money tayo ngayon.
Well,
Okay lang
nowadays,
yan. Naalala ko yung sagot ni Miss Romania, More time to have more money.
yes.
Ito, I think this is the final one. And it is, would you rather have
Crown.
the crown or romance?
I am a phenomenal woman. I can have both.
Oh.
Pero, of course, my priority now is to snatch the fifth crown, the fifth Miss Universe crown for the Philippines.
Yes. Wow, ang galing.
And I'm sure maiintindihan yun ni Boyty, no?
Dapat.
Of course.
Package deal.
Yes.
Now, that was fun, Rabiya. Nakakatuwa.
Yeah. Thank you
Hey,
for
may
getting
tatanong ako,
asking the
Drew.
question.
Drew,
Yeah, may add niya pala si Stephen. Go,
May add
Stephen.
ako, pero we don't
Okay.
have we don't have a visual aid for that kasi hindi na prepare. Rabi, I have a question. Between the two, countryside or city?
Countryside. Laking
Because-
probinsya ako. And iba yung feeling pag malinis na hangin yung naaamoy mo. And iba, simplicity is everything to me. No, you don't need to aspire for more material things in life. Kasi dun sa probinsya, kaligayahan mo lang, like, when you watch TV in the afternoon, yun na yun eh. So,
And
I would
from a very beautiful town naman kasi eh. You come from a
Yes.
very beautiful town, so I can't blame you if you choose countryside.
I wanna grow old sa Iloilo. Sana.
Speaking, you live in Iloilo City, right?
Actually, my hometown is in Balasan. It's 2 to 3 hours away from the city. And probinsya talaga doon.
But now you live,
Maririnig niyo pa talaga yung kuliglig.
you live now in Iloilo City, di ba?
I'm sorry po.
You live in Iloilo City right now.
Actually, now I'm here in BGC, but my family, si mama and my younger brother, they are living in Iloilo.
No, because I have one private question, and I'm sure the people from Iloilo City could actually relate to that. You'll have two choices: is Nart Street or General Luna Street? Which should you choose?
Oh! I'll go for General Luna.
Because
I
that's
always
what our hospital is.
I'm sorry po.
Because malapit siya sa doctor's hospital. Yeah.
Yes. And you can find everything there. Bank, kainan, lahat nandun. And it's
Iloilo City, I know you're watching. Musta ka mo dira?
ngayong hapon.
Okay, Drew. So,
Okay, so now,
Thank you.
at this point, we'd like to ask you about you winning Miss Universe Philippines. You were crowned Miss Universe Philippines last October. It's been 4 months already. So, how has your life changed so far?
It's quite different from what I'm used to doing in terms of handling, finances, trying to juggle things, the fame that sometimes it has a double-edged sword, People may know you, they can admire you, but at the same time, you cannot deny the fact that there's going to be people who wants to destroy you, to pull you down, who questions your capability as a candidate and as a person. But it comes with the territory. I realized that not every day, not every year I get to be Miss Universe. And now is my time to do the things that I really want to do the things that I once dreamed of doing, like reaching out to different organizations, being visible in my society. Because now everything is so easy once you connect yourself with the right people. And you have the voice, and everybody is listening. So I'm very happy for the opportunity, and it's all about trying to have that mental stability, trying to balance your mental health and physical health in trying to deal all the duties and responsibility of being the representative of our country. And masaya, nakakataba talaga ng puso kasi pinangarap ko to at natupad na siya.
Mhm. Yes.
And we are so
Yeah.
happy for you.
In relation to that, I remember in one of your interviews, you mentioned that yeah, you prepared for the crown, but you did not prepare yourself on what's gonna happen after you win it. So naka-adjust ka na ba? Have you adjusted already?
There are moments na akala ko, okay na ako, sanay na ako, but when I see other people, especially yung mga nanay natin, because kunyari mga Becky, alam natin they are into pageant. Pero pag mga nanay, lola, tapos nag-reach out sa'yo and sinasabi nila na you inspire us a lot. Parang doon ko pa rin naiisip na nandito pala talaga ako in a position in which I can do something. I can bring hope and joy sa Filipino community natin. So, masaya. Hanggang ngayon, nag-a-adjust pa rin.
Nagalag yata siya.
Hi! Okay,
Ayan,
well,
again.
sorry.
She's back.
okay.
She's back. Ayan. Yeah, you were mentioning na pag nakakakita ka ng mga nanay na nakakakilala sa'yo. Ayan.
Natutuwa ako because I grew up with my grandmother and nakaka-relate talaga ako. Parang meron talaga silang special place in my heart. And pag nakikita mo na nag-effort din sila just to watch your video, just to know something about you, parang sinasabi ko talaga, I need to do better every day. Kasi maraming tao yung nai-inspire, maraming tao yung umaasa sa akin, and I bring hope to them. So that is my responsibility. That is my duty.
Okay. Yeah, I have a question, Drew.
Go.
Yeah. What's a typical day like for a Miss Universe Philippines? What do you do on your rest day?
On my rest day, I would always share this to some of my friends. It's quite different because now I have this meditating time for myself, in which I would just wake up in the morning. I would spend 10 to 20 minutes alone in the CR, just thinking, just trying to clear my mind. And I would try to reflect on the things that are happening to me, because that is also my time in which I need to visualize what I really wanted to be my package for Miss Universe Philippines. I would try to make a vision of my gown, of my national costume, of my walk. So it helps my spirit. It uplifts my confidence as well. So after that, I would eat my meal and I have this food diary, kung ano ba yung pwede, kung ano yung hindi. And then after that, I would go to the gym. Kasi dati I hate going to the gym because I would always have these painful muscles, this soreness after. Pero greatness comes with pain. You really need to sacrifice something before you reach that point. And then dito ako, kung saan, it's just gonna be, few months from now yung competition. And there's no reason for me to say no to these challenges, to these improvements that I need for my body. Because my goal is to be the best Rabiya that can perform, that can wear that Philippine sash. I could never be somebody that I'm not. Regardless of what other people would say na, be like this beauty queen, be like that. Hindi ako yun. But what I can do is focus on myself, focus on the things that I want, and I'm sure I'm gonna make the country proud. I'm sure, and I'm hoping, I'm praying for it.
Okay, talking about it, Drew, I believe it's all about
Amir.
Parang may pressure kasi doon, no, pag sinasabing Miss Philippines. So how are you handling the pressure and the instant fame that comes with being Miss Universe Philippines?
Oh, I love pressure. I'm telling you guys. When I was in college, pressure brings out the best in me. I'm very competitive in a healthy way because I would try to work on my weak spots and try to highlight my strength as well. So, yung Philippines, aminin natin sa hindi, we are a very competitive country, especially in beauty pageants. And it is something that I would like to push myself even harder kasi yun nga mahal ng Pilipino yung mga beauty. And ako ngayon, kailangan kong i-transform yung sarili ko, hindi dahil dun sa pressure na sinasabi nila, pero dahil yun yung gusto ko talaga. And it's a good pressure, you know.
Yes.
Kaya sana when everything is done, if nandun na talaga tayo sa kung saan man yung Miss Universe, 'di ba? I know yung lahat ng Pilipino, saan man sulok ng mundo, isisigaw talaga nila yung Philippines. Kasama ko.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Before I move forward to more on your pageant journey, I just want to ask, how do you keep your mental health in check during this time? Sunod-sunod yung pressure and the duties as a Miss Universe Philippines.
There were still moments that I would wake up and I would cry. But
Mhm.
crying is not an evidence that you are weak, but it only shows that you are still human, that you get hurt, that you get tired. So what I do is that I would talk to the closest friends that I have, with the friends that I really trust, and I would tell them my thoughts. I would tell them my frustrations. I would tell them my struggles, because sometimes you really need to have that one person in which you can vent out everything. That person who will never judge you, somebody who is there listening. So that is how I keep myself sane during this moment. It's always trying to choose that genuine friend that you can talk.
Mhm.
Wow.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah. And now at this point, I just want to ask, winning Miss Universe Philippines definitely has put you and your life on the spotlight. But could you tell us something that most people still do not know about Rabia?
Oh, this is hard because for most of the time they already know my background story, what I
Yes.
do, what I used to. But maybe if there's something that people don't know about me, I'm very emotional. Sometimes
Mhm.
I would just watch, a TV series, a movie, and I would cry, especially if it involves, a dad and a daughter. It's funny because I don't have a dad, but these are the stories that I aspire to have. And in the future, who knows? Who knows? God is good. Our
Yes.
God is a specific God. He listens to our prayer. And I pray that in the near future, I get to see my dad and I get to tell him how much I love
Wow. I
Oh,
hope you can see your dad in the future.
yeah.
Yeah.
We all hope and pray that it's
Yeah,
gonna
pray.
happen.
We will pray for that. Now, Miss Iloilo was your first foray into pageants. What lessons have you learned from your Miss Iloilo journey that you were able to apply in your Miss Universe Philippines then?
Oh, that's me. Yeah, it's
Yes.
been a year ago. This
Yes.
happened on January 23, 2020, if I'm not mistaken. It's been 1 year. And if there's going to be one lesson that I learned, never underestimate yourself. You may be new in that field, in that industry, but you have your own capabilities and strength as a woman and as a candidate. So during Miss Iloilo, it was a tough fight because to start with, that was my first pageant, and I was competing with big names already. I was competing with candidates who have experience in different pageants, and there was me. I was like a baby. I don't know how to walk. I don't know what, but I know how to speak, and I focus on that strength because when you enter a beauty pageant, it's not just about your efficiency in English, but at the same time, it's the experience that gives you the wisdom on what to tell others. So during that moment, I was telling myself, pag umabot ako ng top 5, magkakaroon na ako.
And
I
you
was
did.
thinking of
At
that. Sabi ko,
nagkatotoo nga.
yes. And but I was eyeing. I've been telling this to a lot of people na. I was actually eyeing for Miss Iloilo World na title.
Oh.
Mhm.
But it's not because I don't like the universe. I admired our Miss Universe Philippines. But I thought at first that was the door for you.
Mhm.
But God will place you in a position in which you can spread your wings as a beautiful butterfly. And He gave me Miss Iloilo Universe. And yung sinasabi ko pa nun, nako, paano to? Sabi ko yung iba kasing pageants, they have a lot of crowns. Diba? Yung world, yung binibini. And then sabi ko, hindi naman siguro mag-expect sabi yung Iloilo sa akin. That was my moment when I submitted my application because it was like a week away from the final screening. But I was able to gain the momentum. And again, yung lesson na sinabi ko kanina sa Miss Iloilo, never doubt your capabilities. Kasi even though you're new to that field, with a combination of destiny, luck, and hard work, you will have the crown that you aspire to have.
Mhm. Yeah, and add ko lang, I remember you mentioned before na ang inspiration mo during Miss Iloilo was Sushmita Sen.
Yes, that's true. Even my hair. I know, sinasabi nila, 19-something, iba na dapat yung beauty queen ngayon. Sinabi ko talaga, no. Sabi ko, gusto ko maging Sushmita Sen. Yan talaga sabi sa makeup artist.
Yes.
So that's why during the swimwear, parang ganun yung hair ko talaga. And then we have this parang triangular na bamboo, yung takip namin. So ginaya ko talaga yung pag ganun-ganun ni Sushmita Sen. Kasi siya talaga yung idol ko.
Well, a lot of Filipino love Sushmita Sen.
And now at this point,
Generation.
we would move forward to your Miss Universe Philippines journey na. And I will be flashing two of the first photos that we saw of you during your Miss Universe Philippines journey. And this was the iconic one. I really remember you with this pink dress.
Yes.
And this was taken by Missology's photographer Bong Tan. And I remember he mentioned before na ikaw yung first candidate na na-meet niya. First Miss Universe Philippines 2020 candidate na na-meet at na-picturean niya during the screenings. And he reposted this photo when you won. And sabi niya, the first candidate that I met is not Miss Universe Philippines. And the next one naman is your photo during the
Runway challenge.
Runway challenge. And I remember in one of your interviews, you mentioned na before ka naglakad dito, you were crying. So can you tell us the story?
Yeah. So let's go with the pink dress first. That was the final screening, I think. And ganun talaga ako, baby. Because nobody told me na, oh, baka may mga medias doon, ganito, ganyan. I have no idea. Tapos nagugulat ako na, oh, there's a lot of people outside, trying to interview you, trying to take photos of you. And I was kind of overwhelmed with that feeling. And I think this was the first photo then that went viral because I was a fresh face.
Yes.
And with the black one, during the runway challenge, I was crying because hindi dapat ito yung dress na susuotin ko. And during the headshot, we had headshot before the runway challenge. I was the last girl who finished, who had my chance. So during that moment, we were panicking na because mag-runway challenge na, nakaline na sila din lahat. They know the formula, where to pose, yung kung gaano kahaba. And then I have no idea. And then sinabi sa akin, Miss, bawal yung damit mo. It's because there's this white accent. It should be all black. And pinapalit ako ng damit na hindi sa akin. And I didn't even know how it looks like on me. So I was crying. And I was I was saying na baka mabasa ko. Gumagana. I was scared. Because I don't know. Then, it's funny because yung nasa likod ko, si Iloilo Province, she was saying na, hindi, the dress looks good on you, malaki yung pet mo dyan, sabi niya. Sabi ko, and then we were walking, papunta na dun sa area, and everybody was, oh, go guys, and I was like,
You said you're crying, right?
At the mention, yep, go Rabiya.
Pero, game face on. No, it's my chance. Wala nang isip-isip. Lahat ng negative thoughts, tatapon mo na because you really need to do well in that challenge. So kahit grabe yung iyak ko pagdating sa photo, hindi halata.
I mentioned ko lang, the first time I saw all the candidates of Miss Universe Philippines was during this runway challenge. And I remember telling my friends and some members of the Missology core team na there's something about this Miss Iloilo. Kasi all of the girls na lumampas, sabi ko, there's something about Miss Iloilo. Sabi ko, ang fresh. Sabi ko, bantayan natin to. Ayun na.
Wow.
Because actually,
hindi naman sa nagyayabang ako pero there's something about you, hindi ko alam na umiyak ka pala before you walk. There's something about you that struck me the most. And talagang ikaw yung naalala ko during that runway challenge.
Nakwento niya sa akin ni Drew actually. Oo. Nakwento niya sa akin after nung nag-runway challenge kayo. She was like, as he's mentioning na this Miss Iloilo is parang kakaiba siya and something new. Kasi we're looking for something na parang fresh into pageant. And ikaw yung nakita namin yun.
Thank you so much, guys. And for those of you who don't know, malaki talagang tiwala sa akin ng Mrs. Sodology kasi nilagay nila ako sa #1 spot nila.
Yes, yeah.
Sabi ko hindi natin i-mention yan dito eh.
Kaya,
Pero dahil nabanggit mo na, so i-discuss na rin natin. So, you always said na you never felt na you were a front runner in the competition. So, what did you feel when you saw na on the third hot picks of Musicology, you were actually #1?
I know this prediction list is not everything, but during that time, it gave me the confidence that maraming tao pala yung nakakakita ng potential ko. And it gave me a different energy in Baguio. I remember that. And when I shared it, yung mga taga Iloilo, like they were starting to share it also sa kanilang mga pages. And I told na, I feel na I was creating my momentum during that. Kasi you only need to have that one person who believes that you can do it. And you will have the power to do so. So thank you so much, Musicology, for believing in me.
Of course.
Na when I was still a dark horse, you considered me to be a front runner. Salamat talaga.
And we
Kaya
are so happy.
Kapag may mga
Talagang
nagsasabi na dark horse ka, ako pa yung naglalaban. Hindi, front runner yan.
Yeah, oo. Talagang si Drew.
Ako feeling ko kasi.
Front runner yan, hindi yan siya.
Yeah. Feeling ko kasi, nag-iba lang kasi yung tingin siguro mo as a candidate because yung mga activities nyo nangyayari, pero late namin silang nakikita because it was delayed na-air, na-broadcast online. So, siguro, kami na nakakakita, pero nafe-feel namin na there's something about this girl na bumubuo na yung momentum mo. Pero ikaw, iba yung nakikita mo doon. Kasi parang naka-lockdown kayo. Yep. And now, in relation to Miss Universe Philippines, at what point in the competition, in your whole Miss Universe scene, na-feel mo na you actually have a shot at winning?
I never claimed na ako na talaga, I'm gonna be the next Miss Universe during that span. I would always tell that, I would always tell that in the interviews that I wanted to win. Pero I feel like the turning point was right after our closed door interview.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's funny pa, because right after that, I called my friend and I told her na I feel like I didn't do well in the interview because I really have this high standard when it comes to interviews like that. And during that moment, I feel like I just showed my personality. I was being true to myself, but I expected more from myself and I wasn't able to execute that. But when it was all out, everybody started noticing. They started to cut, yung mga phrases na sinasabi ko and put it in a photo. And I felt like, okay, I'm making an impact. I'm making an impression to them. And that is an important aspect when you are a candidate. Mm-hmm. Because you're just there. But there's this battle that is happening in your mind, in yourself. So you really need to pull off and do something in which other people can notice you. It's all about that. And I was able to peak at the right moment. I was able to show my personality during the closed door interview. And people appreciated it. The judges appreciated it. And maybe it has something to do then with what I am wearing during that time. I was wearing like a white suit. And I really feel powerful in that suit. So it showed to people.
Yeah. So, talagang tumatak sa mga tao yung red is power and I am
red is power.
Kasi yun yung pinakakinap talaga. At nag-viral na mention mo. And I remember, ang ganda ng suot mo nun, diba? Pero people were commenting na bakit walang picture si Miss Iloilo. So, and then after a few days, sinuot mo ulit yung dress and post ka. And
I know.
Thanks to your friend.
And I was really feeling bad during that time because I didn't get the chance to take an OOTD because in the first place, my phone has this low quality of camera. So sabi ko, if mag-OOTD ako, I'm gonna be bashed because people would always expect HD na, cameras, photos from you. And during that time, I cannot provide that. And I felt
Mhm.
bad. I felt bad. I felt like um I cheated myself. But God has a reason, di ba? And during that time, nasira pa yung phone ko. So, nakiusap talaga ako dun sa one of my friends, si Miss Jensen Mariel Joy, to take a photo of me. So, what I did, nag-ayos ulit ako, and I wore that, and siya yung nag-take ng photo sa akin. At yun yung nalabas ko, just to thank the designer who really actually did well and had helped me in that outfit. It's also giving credits. Pero ang dami kong pinagdaanan before ko ma-post yung photo. So, yun yung mga things na hindi minsan consider ng fans. They would expect always the best without knowing the real battle that is happening beyond social media.
Understand.
So you mentioned na marami kang pinagdaanan at that time. What was the biggest challenge for you while you were all in Baguio?
The biggest challenge, well, aside from my phone na nasira, maybe it's trying to do my own hair and makeup. I can, like, I have here a scar. Hindi ko alam if you can still see it here. Okay. Yan. What happened was that, ilang beses ko napapaso yung sarili ko. And nagsascar talaga siya. And may mga moments that I get frustrated because when I was practicing, I would do 7 hours hair and makeup. And how can you do that in a span of 45 to 1 hour, 45 minutes to 1 hour? So it was the pressure of waking up early, trying to fix yourself. Hindi pa nga natutulog yung spirito mo. Kailangan mo na ulit tumig. But that is the part of, the competition. It is a test of character din sa'yo. So these are the things that I really treasure kasi dun talaga ako sinubok at dun ako pinatatan. It's really an experience that I would always keep in my heart.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So I have also a question as regards to your winning moment. Okay, the winning moment, something that beauty queens like you will always remember for the rest of their lives. However, you have quite a different winning moment since the show was taped with different winning scenarios. Take us back to that actual moment when you finally believe that you actually won. What was running through your mind during that time?
It's funny because all of us top 5 had our crowning moment. And I was crowned the last. And I made a joke. Sabi ko, since ako na yung last, sabi ko, guys, itatakbo ko na to yung corona. Sabi ko, I made a joke. And then, of course, it felt different. Sabi ko nga, salamat ba ako na tape yun? Kasi if it was an actual reaction, baka I was having that ugly cry. Like, I'm just so I don't know. Because, or baka, I don't know, baka nahimatay na ako. Kasi, grabe yung bugso ng emotions. But what happened was, during their watch party, yung iba, nagpo-post na sila sa social media. Kasi, yung video ko nga lumabas na. Pero I told my roommate, Kim, I need to see myself first dito sa screen. Make sure na I won. Kasi baka, nagka-aksidente, tsaka yung video ko lang pala yung na-leak. What if leakage lang pala yung maling video? So, baka, ma-miss Columbia ako. Ayoko naman ng ganong moment. So, hindi ko pa talaga siya pinasok sa isip ko. But, when I saw the tweet of Catriona Gray, and she congratulated me and welcomed me to the sisterhood, there I realized that this is really happy. Nanalo na talaga ako. And I messaged my mom. Yung phone ko, pinahiram lang ako ni Kim ng phone niya that time. Para na siya nag-glitch kasi ang dami na pumapasok, hindi ko na ako yung notification. Then, minessage ko yung mom ko na, Mama, nanalo tayo, I won, we made it. Then I cried. And I remember, yung niyakap ko was my roommate, Kimchi. And I was having like, ganung mukha. And I have a photo of that. Like, nakaganon ako, ang pangit-pangit. Tapos naninigas talaga ako, I was shaking. But after that, everything was so fast. I will be honest to you guys. I wouldn't say na it was the happiest day of my life. Because it wasn't. That day, I had the worst of the worst comments in the social media.
Mhm.
I read a lot of hurtful and, you know, judgments were thrown at me right away. I wasn't able to celebrate that day, that victory. And it haunted me for days. I wasn't able to open my Instagram, my Facebook, because I cannot stand there and like read the comments and say na, okay, it's not true. Since it's not true, it's not gonna affect. It doesn't happen that way. So I was silent for a week, I think, before I posted a photo of me. And I acknowledge that I already brought the victory back to the Philippines. But if you're gonna ask me, when is the time where I felt like I really won? It was during my homecoming.
Mhm.
And I was very emotional. I was standing dun sa parang sasakyan and I was waving to people and they were happy with my victory. And dun ko naisip na nanalo na talaga ako. I really had the chance to, you know, dance with the beat of the music, see a lot of people waving my placards, waving
Yeah.
yung posters na gawa nila na basta Ilongga Guapa. And it felt great kasi everybody is happy for you. And dun ko siya naramdaman nung umuwi ako ng
Speaking of her homecoming, how was it meeting your mom again when you went back?
um there was this moment na wala kang sinasabi, but I was with my mom in the room and I was hugging her and umiiyak siya.
Mm.
I don't want to be emotional. I know palagi ako umiiyak sa interview. But during that time, yung sinabi lang talaga ni mama na I'm so proud of you. And sinabihan ako ni mama na regardless of what you see on social media, regardless ano yung isasabihin nila about you, alam ko hindi anak ko yun, hindi ikaw yun. And wag kang mahihiyang mag-open up sa akin. Kasi my mom was kind of nervous and worried about my mental health. Kasi nga, hindi kami na-prepare sa ganoong results or sa ganoong reaction, kumbaga. But I would tell my mom na we have an open communication. Lahat ng frustrations ko po, sasabihin ko po sa inyo. And sana ganun din po kayo sa akin. Kasi I may be here in Manila, si mama nandun sa Iloilo, but I still need my mom in this trip. She's gonna be the source of strength and energy to be successful in this dream. And natutuwa ako kasi yung mama ko, single mother siya, pero pinatatag siya ng panahon at pag-support. And ganun din ako ngayon.
Wow.
And shout out kay mama ni Rabiya. Hello po.
Hi!
Hello.
Maybe my mom is watching. Hi, mama.
Yeah. And speaking of Iloilo, there was a report that Iloilo recently received a proposal to host the Miss Universe Philippines pageant in the city in September, hopefully. So what do you think of the possibility of crowning your successor in your hometown?
Oh, I love the idea. Because that was my goal. That is to make Iloilo City proud. And ngayon na yung Miss Universe Philippines is gonna be in Iloilo City, it's also giving back to the gay community, to the Ilonggos to witness a spectacular event like Miss Universe Philippines. And that is my gift to them. That is my way of saying thank you. And ang sarap sa feeling na maglalakad ka doon, you're gonna have your final walk, and everybody would be cheering for you. Everybody would be clapping for you because they are proud of you. And I want to have that moment with my fellow Ilonggos. And sana talaga matuloy. I'm praying for it.
And you have a very good convention center there. You have the facilities, you have the
The
hotels.
IT.
Yeah, and you know, your airport is one of the busiest airports in the Philippines. Very doable.
Yes.
I love to say that.
Nakakaingit yung Iloilo eh. I'm not speaking from someone from Bacolod.
Yes. We offer the best of the best. I mean, we can cater all of the candidates. We can make sure na there's going to be a lot of events and activities for them. And I know Iloilo is prepared for a big event like this.
And it's a very beautiful city, a very beautiful province, and just a few hours away from Boracay as well. So
So
yeah.
if Miss Universe Philippines is gonna be in Iloilo, you three should be there too, ha? Kahit ikaw,
Yes.
Sir Steve, kahit nasa Japan ka, uwi ka dito. I'm gonna tour you around Iloilo.
Ako
Yeah, I
Would love
lived
maglo-local
in
to.
yan.
Iloilo
Since
actually for
birthday
2
month ko
years.
yan.
I did live in Iloilo for 2 years when I was in
Oh,
fourth and fifth grade. So I'm familiar with Iloilo.
to the place.
Okay. So we will go now to your advocacy works. Okay, actually marami ako nakikitang mga advocacy or mga charity works mo with Voltaire, no? Tayag. Hi Voltaire, if you're watching right now. Voltaire from
Hi,
Rabiya.
Walter!
Heavy.
Hello. So you have been doing a lot of charity work since winning Miss Universe Philippines. Last month you went to Bicol for charity events. Can you tell us
Yeah.
more about these events in
Now,
Bicol?
this is kind of personal to me because I know a lot of you are asking, you are an ambassador for education. Why are you doing things in relation to malnutrition or things that enables me to help animal welfare? Well, in the first place, I am a woman and I'm not just capable of doing only one thing. I can do different things at the same time. And that is my way of extending help to those people who needed it the most. So I actually have projects and programs in relation to education, which is my main focus. But at the same time, I'm working with IFNAP, with Infant and Pediatric Nutritional Association of the Philippines. I'm actually one of the ethics committee. I am the youngest and I am the only woman in the group. So
Oh.
it's like I'm giving the voice on behalf of us women, trying to input ideas from a millennial. And I always wanted to do something about the problems that we are facing. That's why I tried to focus in three aspects: education, malnutrition, and poverty. Because they go hand in hand. They have this chain cycle, kumbaga. So poverty, because of poverty, dahil sa kahirapan, that would lead to malnutrition. And it affects the poorest of the poor. And it affects the children. It affects how they learn at school. So what we do right now, together with Caritas Manila, yung focus kasi ng organization na to is to help the poorest of the poor in the Philippines. They have scholarship programs, meron din silang pangkabuhayan. Tinutulungan talaga nila. Hindi lang during sakuna, but up until now. So aside from that, I also go to different places all over the country to talk about malnutrition. Because I am a physical therapist. And I know how important health is. And yung focus ko is yung mga kabataan na nasa fundamental ages nila. Because doon talaga natin makikita yung growth and development. And malnutrition has many faces. But yung pinaka-problem natin is undernourishment because of poverty. Dahil sa kahirapan, dahil wala silang makain. And I've been doing this one even before I was crowned Miss Universe Philippines. I was with Feed Me na video program in Iloilo, and yun din yung ginagawa namin. We would conduct feeding programs, and after that, we would have this feeding session. Tuturuan namin sila magbasa, magsulat, the fundamental components of literacy. Because I really want to build a society in which yung children natin, yung mga kabataan natin ngayon, they have the right knowledge, they are fully equipped, they are nourished. Kasi in the future, ito yung magiging leaders natin. Kaya, ganun ako ka-passionate ngayon sa mga ginagawa ko. I'm so sorry, baka sabihin nyo, napaka-seryoso naman ni Rabiya. But I wanted to do this thing. These are the very reason why I am here. And I am put in the position in which I can actually do visible programs. People can actually see me doing something sa community natin. Kaya hindi ko siya palalampatin. And I'm actually starting then a series that I and my team made, which is called The Stories of Hope. I've been to Cebu a few weeks ago. And I tried to look for stories that would motivate us. And just a teaser, ayoko naman i-spoil lahat.
Yes, yeah.
Go.
I talked to one of the parang students sa isang island. And what happened is that from the school, from Saragossa Integrated school papunta sa place nila because it is an island. There's no mode of transportation. Lakad lang talaga. Naglalakad sila ng isang oras papunta, isang oras pabalik. And yung dinadaanan nila hindi madali because dumadaan pa sila sa kuweba. Just imagine the struggle of a child, having this heart to learn. While other people, they are privileged enough to have laptops, internet access, everything. All they need to do is to study. So these are the stories that would open our eyes and see the reality of life. There's nothing to romanticize about poverty. That's why we're trying to make an awareness out of it. We're trying to conquer this. How? By enabling these children, by enabling these poor children to know their rights, the rights to be educated, the right to meet the opportunities of landing a great job in the future, and the rights to be leaders of their communities as well. So parang sabi ko nga, it's gonna be a chain reaction. So yung sinasabi nila na beauty pageants have no relevance in today's society, I say no. Because I am not just a beauty queen because of how I look, but I am considered to be a beauty queen because I have the heart to leave a legacy to my country. So I speak from the heart talaga. I'm so sorry, this is making me emotional, but ito talaga yung gusto kong gawin.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sabi nga
And-
ng isa sa mga viewers natin, hindi ko na, sa dami ng comments, hindi ko na mahanap kung sino he said, this queen has a purpose.
Yes.
Period.
And yung mga sagot mo daw is coming from your heart according to them, which is true naman talaga, like, yes. So now, Drew, we'll go now to another topic or discussion, your Miss Universe preparation. So we believe that reigning during a pandemic is very challenging. What more on preparing for the international contest? Have you started your trainings and how are you preparing for Miss Universe now?
For most of the trainings, especially with Q&A, I would do it virtually, online. But I am blessed that I live near Empire Studio, but every protocol is followed. Like we really need to wear the mask, the face shield, everything. We need to be tested from time to time from COVID virus. And sabi ko, it's not easy to have a pageant during this pandemic. That's why people should appreciate the hearts and the efforts of the organization to produce one last year. And now they are pouring their hearts also to help me in this journey. And not everything can be seen in social medias. Not everything is posted or not everything is documented because we're trying to keep something for ourselves, for the element of surprise.
Correct. Exactly.
The organization is doing its best to help me in this journey, and I can assure you with that.
Yeah. I know everything is still under wraps, but can you give us a hint on what will be your costume and your evening gown?
Oh my God, this is exciting at the same time, but I hope that I don't steal, the main details. But for my national costume, I'm gonna show some skill. It's gonna be festive. It's gonna be fun.
Oh my God, I'm so
It's
excited.
far from the national costumes of our representatives for this past few years. So this is very me. This is like I also had my inputs in producing this one. I want to highlight, my creative side, my walk, my halabira walk with this costume. So yun for the national costume. And for the evening gown, I would wear something that would make me really long. Because people would say they would be bothered about my height. But, height is something that won't make you win. It's your performance. It's how you talk. It's your personality. But for my evening gown, I already know the color. I don't want to spoil
Yes,
it.
sir.
Yes.
Mas maganda yung nag-aabang. Yes.
Yes, but I'm gonna be really long for the both prelims and for the final round.
Yes.
Yun lang.
We're so
Exciting.
excited. We're so excited. Okay, now we'll go some common questions. Ito yung mga common questions, like, okay. And as a beauty queen, you are subjected to a lot of comments and criticisms, especially in social media. I just want to know, how do you handle criticisms?
I am open for constructive criticism, but not for pure bashing, if you know what I mean. Because there are people who would give me some comments, some feedbacks, and I do appreciate that. I need to hear that. Just imagine this training or this journey, if it's gonna be all positive, I'm not gonna grow, I'm not gonna develop. But if that person is gonna destroy my confidence, then that's a different story. So I need to choose my battles. And for most of the time, I don't read the comments in my social media account, because regardless of how many beautiful and compliments that I get, there's gonna be this 2 to 3 bad comments that's gonna make me feel bad about myself. And I don't need that kind of energy. I'm prepared for something big, and I need to preserve the energy that I have.
Yeah. And now the next question will be coming from Amir again. This is the same question that he asked Catriona during Tonight with sa show ni
Bottom
Tito Boy.
line, bottom line,
Bottom line.
Yeah,
Yep.
yes. I actually asked this question during the guesting with the bottom line. So some people think that beauty pageants like Miss Universe are degrading to women. How can you convince them that they are wrong?
I like to say that they need to look at me to realize that beauty parents do not degrade you. In the first place, I'm done with my studies. I am licensed, but I chose to join beauty pageant. It's because I want to give back and to stand for the things that I do believe. And beauty pageants to give us the voice to speak in crowd, the voice to stand up for certain issues. And things are different now. It's not just superficial. It's not just having a pretty face and a beautiful body. But being a beauty queen is hard. It's something that you can offer to your community. And for me, that is beautiful. And we need to build on that rather than destroy the idea of beauty
I agree. Wow.
Medyo
Okay, Drew.
gigisahin pa natin ng konti si Rabiya at this point, because this is called the Ask the Queen. We asked the fans over the past week to send in some questions we want to ask you. So we picked five questions, and just give us your honest answer or whatever comes from your
Your
heart.
thoughts, your opinion on this.
Your
Yes.
thoughts. So the first question is from Ding Ding. If you are a Harry Potter character, which character would you be and why?
Oh, I love Harry Potter. I'm a fan of that book series. And among all of the characters, I would choose to be Hermione Granger. Simply
Mhm.
because, just like her, she was criticized for being a half witch and a half muggle. I had that criticism too. People would say that I am not Filipina because of my father's side, but it is how I try to contain myself and use my strength in doing visible actions in my community. And I love Hermione Granger because she was able to use her intelligence, her experience, her wisdom as a woman to help the male characters. And that for me is an image of power and strength.
Good answer. Okay, the next one is from Kaylee Darla. Do you think that staying positive at all times will help you get through certain situations? What if it gets toxic?
We have this idea, which is being called the toxic positivity. I do understand that us Filipinos, we really need to have a positive mindset, and that is innate in us. But we really need to sometimes take a step back to look at the bigger picture and realize what is the real problem in this situation. We need to address the problem. And it's not going to be solved if we're just going to be positive about things. So that is my stand about this one. We really need to find the best possible ways to solve the problem, and it cannot be solved by having a positive mindset. We need to have plans, solutions that would bring us growth and development as a nation.
Yeah. Okay. The next question came from my friend. This is my friend Paquito. Hi, Pax. And he would like to ask you: do you believe graduates with Latin honors have an edge over the others in the real world?
I used to think that once you graduate with flying colors, all the good things will go to you. But then, after years of graduating, I realized that it is not a degree that will land you a great job, but it is your character and your perspective. Graduating with Latin honor, that is an evidence that you really did well in doing your task. But life is more than what you read in books. It is about being street smart and how you interact with people. So there are people who doesn't have, diplomas, who haven't gone to school, but they have this big opportunities that comes their way because they have the right character to do things in their way. So that is my stand about this question.
I also agree.
Okay. The second to the last question from the fans came from Filipinos_slaying. The 2022 elections is fast approaching. What qualities do you think should Filipinos look for in our leaders?
Can I make a joke before I answer this?
Yes, of
Go
course.
lang, go.
Because people would always say, mas mataas pa yung standard ng mga Pilipino pagdating sa Miss Universe compared to pag-elect ng leaders ng bansa natin. And that shouldn't be the case, right? We need to have stricter qualifications before we vote somebody. And if there's gonna be one aspect of being a leader that I would like to highlight, that is being honest. Because all the good things will go after that. An honest leader is somebody who is just, who is humane, but most importantly, he or she is accountable of what is happening in her country, his or her country. So we need to look at the background of these leaders, and we really need to use our mind and our heart in doing so, because this is gonna give the opportunities to our children to build a better society for the future. So I hope that this 2022, Filipinos will be smarter and we will choose the best possible leaders for our country.
One follow-up question, Drew.
Go.
No, because I do agree with what Rabiya is saying. And coming from the province ourselves, wherein we are having a hard time being represented in the Senate or being represented in the Congress, no matter how we wanted to, even though the people wanted to change the leadership, but usually the system is just unfavorable. Kasi nga, if there's a chance for you, for example, to change the system, just an opinion or something, would you be amenable to the idea of changing into federal form of government, or would you stick with the current presidential style of government? Just an opinion.
Being in a democratic country and choosing federalism has its pros and cons. But I would like to highlight the fact that we need to be united as one country. Because with federalism, yes, you're going to have the opportunities that you have individually. But how about those cities that are not blessed with economic status, with growth, with development? How about them? So it's not about the system. It's about the leaders. Because regardless of what kind of system do we have, if we have leaders who are corrupt, who would put their personal interests first before their people, then it's just gonna be the same. So that's why I would stick for the fact that we have a democratic country in which we choose our leaders, and it's all about having the power to choose for the best ones.
True.
Wow.
Very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the final question from the fans came from Mark.
Very intense talaga ako when it comes to politics.
medyo related sa politics yung last question. President Duterte recently made a remark that the presidency was no job for a woman because of their emotional differences to men. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I do respect the president, but I completely disagree with this thought. In our country, we already have 2 female leaders. And by doing that, women are as capable as men in handling a nation. I just want to give an example of what happened in New Zealand in conquering COVID virus, in which their female leader was able to nurse a newborn, but at the same time, she was able to become a mother to her life. I am a woman, and I believe that my emotion do make part in my leadership skills. And I have so much heart. I have so much calling in being a leader, actually. And I do disagree with this thought. I can lead my country because I have the power to do so.
I also disagree with President
I
Duterte.
all agree. Totally agree.
True.
Okay,
The
Drew.
presidency is for anybody.
Yes. Okay,
Whether
now
a man
Drew.
or woman, it's not about your
Yes.
You know,
sexual
the head
orientation.
Gender.
the head of the Tokyo Olympic Committee already resigned because of his sexist
Sexist
remarks
remark.
on women. It's a different world now. Come on.
Okay,
Yeah.
And
Drew.
now,
And
we
I'm
are
sorry, I
now.
just
Yeah,
have to
go,
say,
Rabiya. Yes,
Go,
yes.
go.
we live in an era in which we need to treat men and women equally. We need to give them the same opportunities. And I won't agree with something like this because I know my capabilities and strength as a woman. And I know that I can make a difference, so much difference. And we need female leaders who will put their emotions in making decisions. Because it's not all about experience. Sometimes you really need to put your emotion and to be the mother of your life.
Or Drew, baka pinapatamaan lang yun ni President Duterte yung kanyang anak.
Yun yung sabi niya. Anyway, moving forward na tayo. So, medyo
Yeah, because-
gigisahin pa ulit natin si Rabiya. This is the Q&A challenge. It's a new segment.
You love this, Rabiya. You will love this.
Alam namin na magaling kang sumagot. And I remember before ka nanalo, you were doing live in FB Live or IG Live kasi tatanong ka sa mga tao to ask you questions. So medyo ganito yon. But this time, these are typical questions that are asked during Miss Universe Q&A segment. So just give us a number, two numbers from 1 to 10, and we will give you the question that corresponds to the answers. Are you ready?
Okay, let me
I'm gonna check.
breath muna from the first segment. Okay, I am ready. I choose number 4. That is my lucky color. I mean my lucky number. I'm sorry.
Number 4. I don't know number 4. Where is it?
Oh, Drew is not here. Wait. And 4 and what other one number? I haven't see the numbers. You have a copy of numbers, right? Sorry, Drew, nawala lang si Drew. Nasa kanya yung mga numbers.
Naka.
Siya ay may hawak. Oo, Drew, ba't ka nawala? Ikaw pa naman yung may hawak ng mga questions
Yeah.
na yan.
I
You can
think
pick up-
he just disappeared because he's trying to fix his audio. Usually that's what he does. You know, in order for his audio to be normal again, he has to leave and then he's
Ano
back.
siya?
Ayan, yeah, I'm back. So
She choose number 4.
number 4. Okay, number 4 is
Parang ang thrill.
number
Yeah.
4. Go. Amir, please read.
Cosmetic surgery is considered an elephant in the room in pageants. It happens, but if talked about, it is usually frowned upon. Should we be more open and accepting about this? What are your thoughts or opinion on this?
We live in a conservative country. That's why it's very hard to have a talk about cosmetic surgery because other people are still holding back from this topic. But I think that we need to be more open about this one because we shouldn't shame women for choosing what is best for their bodies. If you're a woman and you wake up in the morning and you look at the mirror and you say, I love myself, I won't change anything about myself, then that's okay. We're happy. We're celebrating with you. But do not shame a woman who feels insecure and would choose to do some cosmetic surgery just to improve her confidence. We need to be with her. We need to support her in choosing what is best for her body. And I hope that Filipinos would have more an open heart and an open mind in talking about this issue because this is really happening. This is the reality of life.
And women have more money now. Come on.
Yes,
I agree.
I feel that's true.
Okay.
I mean, now
I'm
we
back
are more
again.
independent.
So,
We have our own money.
medyo
We have
nag-freeze yata
more
si
savings.
Rabiya.
That's why we
Tama
do
ba?
what is best for our body.
Keep on going, Rabiya.
Keep it going.
Keep on going.
Yeah,
go.
yeah. Okay, I think there's a delay in audio. Hello?
Yes, okay. You're
Ayan.
okay. Okay naman. I
Yan.
continue now.
Yun na yun. Women have more
Okay.
money now.
And next number you choose.
I choose number 6.
Number 6,
Okay.
Drew.
Number 6. Number
Mahirap
6
ba?
question. Hindi naman, madali lang to. This was
Ah.
asked in Miss Universe 1998. A woman has just awakened after being asleep for 20 years. What do you tell her she missed?
Oh, I would say that she missed a lot of things, but I would like to focus on the aspect of technology. I would want to inform her that with one just click, you can connect yourself to the world. But it had its disadvantages. And one of them is that, yes, it connects you from different people, but it disconnects you from reality. And I want her to realize that things are so much different now because people are starting to be mean, to be entitled about their opinions online. And it divides us individually and as a nation. And I hope that this changes. And I hope that she also does her effort to be a good citizen, not just somebody who just speaks out of emotion.
Ayun,
Very
sabi ko
quick
kanina,
answer,
2
Rabiya.
lang. Pero okay lang ba na magdagdag ako ng isa
Oh,
pa?
nako. This is like my mini
Okay.
Lahat
Ito,
na lang din.
excited akong tanong to Rabiya. What is the greatest contribution of the Philippines to the entire world?
I'd like to say that us Filipinos do produce the best of the best medical professionals to the rest of the world. It's because we are putting so much passion in the service that we are offering to other nations. And that is our advantage. We have the best nurses, the best doctors, because we put our hearts, our minds in educating ourselves. And we were able to use that to give back to our nation, to bring back all the knowledge, all the experiences, to further the knowledge and the advancement of education. And that is the best thing about Filipinos. We always give back to our country.
Galing. Yeah, Drew.
Mic drop. Ang galing.
Ang galing. So we go now for final words.
Yeah, we're now on our final word. And in relation to the previous question, Rabia, how will you introduce the Philippines to your fellow contestants in Miss Universe?
This is kind of hard because Philippines is such a beautiful country composed of different islands with different culture, different traditions, different values. But what makes us united is our heart to give back to our fellow Filipinos. We are united with the aspiration to be on top on the world map in every aspect. It may be in sports, beauty pageant, and other fields. Because Philippines has so much heart in giving. And I am blessed to be a citizen of this country because there's so much that I can offer to the rest of the world.
And now, this is a cliche question, but I just want to ask it anyway. What qualities do you feel you have that will make you a great Miss Universe?
Oh. Whew. The best quality that I have that makes me somebody who can touch other people's heart is that I stand free of myself. I am an open book and I would always share the hardships, the experiences, the knowledge that I have in the past. And it's all about giving back and paying forward to your community. And I have the heart for that. The heart to leave the legacy of service, compassion, and excellence.
Wow.
And now, this is one of the most awaited ng mga fans. And this is a hypothetical question, right? Hypothetical scenario. You are part of the Miss Universe top 3. Please name us 2 other countries that you envision yourself holding hands with.
Oh, this is hard. But I just want to make a disclaimer that this is based on how I see this beautiful ladies on their social media accounts. I haven't met them yet, I have no idea of, who they are face to face. But this is based on intelligence, substance, and wit. And I'd like to say that I want to hold hands, if in the future, with Miss India. I do admire how much she puts her heart into her journey right now. There's this balance of glam shots and at the same time of charity works. And the other girl would be, I'd like to say malakas yung Team Asia ngayon. I'd say Miss Thailand.
Wow.
I love her. I love everything about her. And she also has something to offer. That's why I'm very much excited to meet her and to know her better.
Yeah. And now this is
And no, I hope there's gonna be holding hands at Miss Universe. Baka wala.
kasi COVID.
Well,
Yeah. And now
yes, sure.
we're on to the third to the last question. And I remember there was a recent post of you on Instagram where you mentioned that you only had 5 pesos of baon before, and you wore the same shoes during grade 4 to grade 6.
Yes.
So let us imagine that there's a time machine and you could go back in time and talk to that little Rabiya. What will you tell her?
I don't want to be emotional about this one, but I would like to remind her that she should never feel inferior about her life status because it is just going to be a phase. All the hardships, all the struggles, all the challenges that she's going to go through is just a part of preparing her to a bigger battle. And she needs to do well in her studies because that is her ticket towards success. And she needs to respect her mama because she's the only parent that she has. She needs to be a good daughter and be a good ate to her brother, and the rest will be history. And I have this idea that I want to tell my younger self. Never be insecure about your status in life because the greatest success stories in history come from humble beginnings.
And now,
Okay, Drew.
fill in the blank. I am Rabiya Mateo from the Philippines, and I am blank.
I am Rabiya Mateo, all the way from the Philippines, and I am a phenomenal woman with action.
Galing.
Thank you, Rabiya.
Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much. Rabiya.
guesting on Mississology Beauty Talk.
Salamat.
It's been a
Salamat sa
pleasure.
mga Iloilo na
Sa mga
nagtanaw.
taga-Iloilo, dira, pala Mateo, sa mga Rabiya natics, but thank you so much for giving your time and effort.
Yeah.
Palangga
Also,
ka dito mo tanan.
any
Basta
message
ikaw
also
ang
to your
gagawa.
Mississology family who are watching right now? Any message to all the Mississology fans right now who are watching live?
To all the Mississology fans out there, thank you so much for giving your effort and thank you so much for supporting me in this journey. I just wanna ask for your prayers, for your further support because this is not gonna be an easy task for me. Being Miss Philippines brings pressure and sometimes it would put you in a position that you would doubt yourself. And I need a solid support. I need people who will cheer for me, people who will believe in making Philippines as our candidate. And hopefully in the future, I get to see you all and I get to personally say thank you to everyone because you guys are my strength right now. And I really hope that we will do well in the upcoming time.
Good luck, Rabiya.
Thank you again, Rabiya. And
Thank you
wish
so much,
you the best of
Rabiya.
luck and your
Thank you
Miss
so much
Universe.
for
Thank you
joining us
guys.
here.
Thank you for having me.
And I would like also to say thank you to Sir Maynard, Sir Derek, and also to Sir James,
Thank you
as well
for
as
beautiful
to Sir John
flowers.
Astafo. Thank you so much. The Miss Universe organization for the opportunity to have you here and with Mississology Beauty Talks. Thank you.
Ano rin natin yung
Bye, Rabiya.
Bye-bye.
yung flower sa likod. Ang ganda.
Yes, from Billy Hackensack.
Billy, hey, hello Billy.
Happy Valentine's Day!
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Yung flower sa likod. Ang ganda.
Ay, Drew. Si Drew.
It's lagging.
Nagalaging si Drew. Anyway, thank you, Rabiya, so much.
Thank you very much,
thank you.
Rabiya. And I don't
happy
think
to be here.
we're still live, are we? And I
Yeah,
don't think
because Drew is the one hosting.
We're still live. Hi.
Siya kasi yung pwede mag-remove ni
hindi
Rabiya.
tayo mag-tag out kung wala si Drew.
Yeah, Drew.
Salamat kay Rabiya, ha.
Madamo man nga salamat. Thank you again, Sir Stephen, for having me here. I'm a fan of you guys, and I can't believe that ako na yung ini-interview nyo ngayon. So thank you so much for spreading positive vibes.
Actually, matagal na namin gusto kang makausap. Just so happen na naman sobrang busy talaga ng schedule mo.
Yeah, it's totally
Kaya we are so
understandable
thankful.
naman eh.
Okay.
And we
But destiny found its way, so I'm here.
Yes, finally we have you here. Kaya sobrang thankful ako kay Sir Maynard, Sir Derek, and kay Sir Jonas Gapot for having us dito ngayon sa time na binigay mo sa akin. Thank you so much, Rabiya. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Also,
guys.
right now, thank you so much. I can leave now. Like, you can leave now.
but we're still live, you know?
Drew can
Yes.
do that, actually.
Are you gonna leave?
Yeah, we couldn't. Well, no, it would be hard to actually like just leave the room and then nobody's there.
And people are waiting.
Yeah, people are waiting.
Actually, Drew messaged me now you can end the live now. We can leave now, right now.
How we can leave.
Okay, bye-bye,
Sa
guys.
baba lang, sa baba lang siya.
Ano, regarding
I'm sorry. I just want to formally thank Rabiya. Rabiya, thank you for joining us.
No, Drew, thank you for having me here. Thank you for always believing in me. I heard a lot of stories about how you supported me, and I just want to thank you for being a good person. Thank you so much.
Ayan, naiyak na siya. Oo.
I just want to mention,
And this is happening on air.
Yes.
I just want to mention, sobrang saya ko when you replied to my IG story the night before the coronation was aired. And I mentioned doon na parang I don't have a prediction, but there's only one girl that I'm predicting to win, and that's Rabiya. Kasi may mahaba kang thank you message.
Iyakan tayo dito, Drew.
May mahaba kang thank you message doon, and parang sobrang bihira na may candidate na kapag tinag mo, nagre-reply personally with a personal note.
very, very true.
And sobrang na-touch ako when you did that. And ayun. Salamat.
Okay.
So, thank you, Rabiya.
Thank you, Rabiya.
Bye-bye, guys. Drew, usap tayo after this one. Love you
Yes, ma'am.
guys.
Yeah. So now, Amir, it's time to
Plug.
introduce
Okay.
our next
Yeah.
Beauty Talks.
I would like also to invite you guys next week. Tama ba? Next week, Drew. Please tune in next week, Saturday,
Yes.
February 20 at 9 a.m. Manila time for our next episode with not just one, but 3 reigning queens. Okay? So we will be joined by Miss Bolivia Universe, Linka Nimer, Miss Bolivia World, and Miss Bolivia International Carolina Fernandez, and for Miss Bolivia World, Alondra Mercado. So next time, we will be having 3 queens. Hindi lang isa, kundi 3 pa talaga.
This is
So that will
really
be this
exciting.
coming Saturday. So
Very,
this is
very
going to be exciting.
And I just want to thank all the viewers who tuned in. This is a record-breaking Beauty Talks. We peaked at 1.6 viewers on both Facebook and YouTube. So maraming salamat po sa pagsubaybay. And please tune in again next week. If you want to watch all our previous episodes, you can go to our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. You can also listen to our podcast on Anchor.fm and on Spotify. This episode will be uploaded right after we end this show. So please
And
check
Drew,
it out.
before you end, I just have to say once again, thank you to Miss Universe Philippine Organization for allowing us, Rabiya, to be in Missology Beauty Talks, especially to Sir Jonas Gapod, Derek, and Maynard, Sir Maynard. Thank you so much, guys.
And until next week, see you guys.
Bye-bye.
Easy question I have to say.
Yes, ganyan yung itsura niya.
Let's do it! What the hell? Like, it's me. And you say, oh my god.
It was like, holy, what's this going on? Because even now, I get like speechless.
Why is it important for a beauty queen to have a good?
If you do not know how to speak your mind, you're not going to give your organization much credibility for what you're really fighting for.
Beauty queen doesn't mean perfection. Now I feel embarrassed to say this, but I'm going to do it because that's how I am.